Coming up next on The Spot, we've got games, and yes, more games. As E3 approaches, our editorial team has been cranking out a ton of preview coverage, and today on the show you can ask them about Jack X, Ratchet Deadlocked, Sly 3, Battlefield 2, Madden NFL 2006, and NCAA Football 2006. Plus, sports editor Brian Eckberg will be here with a live demonstration of Forza Motorsport, and 6 lucky viewers will win themselves copies of LEGO Star Wars. We've got all that plus some nice midichlorian smoothies live and on the spot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. As always, I'm joined by Ryan McDonald. And Ryan, who's with us today?
Brian Eckberg.
Hey, Brian, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're going to be talking with Brian in just a moment about a little Forza Motorsport, so send in your questions now. GameSpot Complete members, we always say it, the best part of every show is hearing from you, the viewers. You come up with some great questions. Look at the bottom of the page right now, right below this very viewer. If you're a GameSpot Complete member, you'll see the form. Fill out your name, where you're from, send in your question. You'll hear it live right here on the show like all these other questions. If you don't see a form at the bottom of the page, that means you're not a GameSpot Complete member, so, sign up. Just do it,
Totally.
Find the money. Get a paper route, whatever it takes. We got a great show today, Ryan.
We do.
We got a lot of new game knowledge. A lot of sequels and franchises.
Forza.
We have Forza right here in the studio.
I'm all excited to get some Forza on.
And we're giving away Lego Star Wars.
Have you been playing Lego Star Wars, by the way?
I haven't. I have it on my gameplay account.
I flew all the way through. Of course, I played a little bit of episode 1, but I had to jump right to the episode 3 because I want to see what that's all about. It's awesome.
Did it give it away, the movie? Or?
It shows some stuff in there.
That's cool.
They're Lego stuff, but it's stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool. I get a tear in my eye every time I see Darth Maul get cut in half like that because that's the only part I liked about the first movie was Darth Maul, and then, cut in half.
Yes.
Lego style. Anyways, so send in your questions. We're talking about all kinds of games. But right now, Brian Eckberg.
Yeah.
Forza Motorsport. For those that don't know, what is this game?
Well, this is Microsoft's big driving simulator. This is sort of Microsoft's answer to the Gran Turismo series. It's been anticipated for the longest time, and it's finally gone gold. I think it went gold today, actually. So it's going to the factories, and it'll be here May 3rd. And we've got it in studio here, and we're going to take a look at some of the features and do a race, I guess, later on. And
yep, later on in the show, we're going to let you and Ryan race against each other. But right now, people have seen footage of the game, of the cars driving around. We've seen Conan O'Brien in his beat-up Chevelle or whatever that was. But right now, there's some crazy extras in the online mode, right?
Yeah,
show us off
there's a lot you can do with the online. What I'm going to show off here is sort of customizing your car. You have a number of cars that you can buy in the game, but you can make them. You really can make them your own by using a paint job or putting decals on your car. So I brought up my car that I've been messing with, my sort of cowboy hat chest piece car that you can take a look at here.
Those auburn colors?
Yeah, there's definitely auburn colors. See, on this side I've done some vinyls, with cowboy hats and chest pieces, and I can add all sorts of crazy shapes and just paste them on there. And on the other side, I've added some decals. If I can get over there, well, there you go. There we go. So you can see all the decals I've added, and if I want to add a new one. You have pages and pages of decals that you just sort of choose the one you want, and you sort of position it, and you can choose the different size of how you want it to look, and even spin it around, and so you can really make your car your own. And
is that a 76 and a Havoline?
Yeah.
There? What's up with that?
I use a composite gasoline in my car. It makes it extra fast. My Acura is very it's very quick thanks to the composite gas.
Right.
So one of the other cool things is not only can you repaint your car, stick decals on there, but you can go online and actually sell your car on Xbox Live.
Really?
Yeah. So we're going to show that off now. So actually, I'm going to have to get in a different car real quick, but. So this is one of the things that Microsoft has been pushing with the game, is that you can create car clubs where all your friends are together, and you go race together, and you can race other clans, I guess. But you can also share your cars.
Now, when you say sell your car, are you talking about the crazy future Xbox 360, whatever it's going to be called, where you microtransactions and you're going to sell your car for a nickel to Ryan right now, or are you talking about the good selling where it's fake money?
Yeah, it's fake money right now.
Good.
I mean, you go through the game and you earn credits for race wins and things like that. Who knows what they're going to do with Xbox, whatever it's going to be called, where you actually be paying money. But for right now, it's just you buy and sell with credits that you earn in the game. So right now, as you can see, I'm in a lobby, and I'm going to create a sale, and I'm going to invite Ryan. Hateration is his name. And if you go to your friends list, you should see my invite.
I see your invite.
There you go. Accept that.
Thank you, sir.
And now, once I back out of here and it shows up, there you are.
Hey, what's up?
There you'll see my guy is named Hiss, and then Ryan is known as Hateration. I click on him, request a sale, and then it should bring up the car list that we have. So there's our car list. I'm on the left-hand side of the screen, and I'll put my Acura RSX up for sale.
No, it's too pretty. Don't do it.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now if Ryan goes over to that and clicks on it,
which we can't see because it's on another screen, but
my custom car, or the custom car.
Yeah, it's basically transferring the design over to you.
Now, would I like to buy his Acura? Yes, I would like to buy it.
Yes, you would.
Cool.
And then Brian wants to buy my car. I say yes. And then there you go.
Now, can you buy a car from Ryan real quick so we can see what's going on?
As you can see, over on Haterations, which is Ryan's side, my Acura RSX is now there. So I could probably buy that back from him.
Buy it back.
That was a mistake. I want that car back.
You don't want the car back.
It's my cowboy chest piece car, so I will...
War Eagle.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Yeah, because you have to click on it.
Okay.
You have to put it up for sale.
The other one on the bottom, down a little bit.
RSX.
There you go. All right,
so now I can buy it back. And then you say yes.
You got hit accept, dude.
There you go.
Bam.
I was thinking about it.
You're thinking about it? It is a pretty car.
Yeah.
Chess piece.
One of the things I think you'll be able to do is, as you add parts to your car and you sort of upgrade it, the value of that car will go up. So you'll have you could probably make some money in the game, some virtual money, by pimping out your car and then putting it up for sale online. And it seems like it's going to be a pretty cool way to put some unique cars online.
Now, there are some strange prices up there. Did you set those prices? Is that set by the game?
It's set by the game. It seems automatic. I haven't found a way or don't know a way to set your own prices for the game, but I think those prices are all determined by the value of the car and the kind of upgrades you do on that car.
Cool.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Do you want to take some Forza questions?
Sure.
All right, cool. Here, Ryan, you can have some.
Thank you, sir.
Nice.
I'll answer what I can.
This is, all right, the first one's from Brian Collins in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. This is a request for later in the show. He says, since you guys know how many people watch from Wisconsin or Cheeseland, if possible, could you race on Road America, which is in Elkhart Lake, just a couple minutes from, he calls Sheboygan, Vegas. Vegas.
Yeah. Road America is in the game, so I think we'll be able to honor that request. Very cool.
This is a question from Agron Griva, Anchorage, Alaska. He wants to know, will there be as many cars as GT4?
I don't think it has as many as GT4, but it does have this customization tool, which GT4 really didn't have. You can make the cars really your own, but in terms of a final count, I don't exactly know, but I don't think it's as many as GT4.
Okay.
Cool. That was my Forza question.
I got another one here.
Cool, Rocket.
This one comes from Roy in South Texas. Will car clubs be more for competition, or are they just for fellow car gurus to kind of get together and hang out, or what?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I haven't explored it a lot yet. I mean, we just created a car club together, but I think I think one of the coolest ways is you have, at least I have, guys that I race with all the time online. So this would be an easy way to see. We're all together. You can all jump into a race together. And whether you can do like car club competitions against other car clubs, I'm not sure yet, but that sounds like a pretty cool idea.
So are you Paul Walker or Vin Diesel?
I'm definitely Paul Walker.
You're definitely Paul Walker?
Yeah,
I need NOS.
Yeah.
I got one more question before we move on. James Budkanowski wants to know, he comes from Mission Viejo in California. He wants to know, how did Microsoft get away with modeling damage for the first time in these cars?
Well, they have, I think, 3 different levels of damage. They have, no damage at all, and then a limited damage, which is pretty just cosmetic. But you'll see, your fenders get smashed up. You'll see scratches on your car, and then they have what they call simulation damage. I haven't spent a lot of time with simulation damage yet, but if it works as it's supposed to, it's going to affect your ride. It's going to, I don't know if you're going to lose a wheel or something like that, but it should definitely affect your performance on the track. So I don't know how they got away with it. And they also, I think, Ferraris are in Forza as well, which is something GT4 couldn't claim. So some different licensing deals for sure.
Cool. Well, we have a ton more Forza questions. Keep sending them in. I want more Forza questions. I got a bunch right here because Brian is coming back later on the show. We're going to ask as many as we can.
Get a little racing on.
And you get to race them,
Yes.
and we'll see how you stack up.
Excellent.
You know, pride on the line as always.
Oh, yeah.
Tekken World Champion, whatever you are, Forza World Champion. Anyways, but there are a bunch of other games with great new coverage on the site right now, including a trio of games for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, some big games there, right?
Some big games, and we had developer interviews, full previews, screenshots, gameplay movies, all you could ask for all these games, and we want everyone to read about them because we want more hits on our site. So here's a quick tease of the 3 developer interviews we've done.
We are presenting Jak X for the first time. It's the latest Naughty Dog product. It's an extension of the Jak and Daxter franchise, but as we discussed at the end of Jak 3, it's no longer part of the trilogy. We've wrapped that up with Jak 3. So this game takes place as sort of a side story. It's not about the precursors, but it still is very much in the universe. The game has a story that's very rich this time. They're brought to this city that Crew from Jak 2 originated from. You know, it's a city all about crime and gambling and sort of very seedy. It's where Crew's home base was. But of course in Jak 2, he met an untimely demise at the hands of Jak and Daxter. So they get called to the city to hear his will and the reading of his will. And Crew, from his grave, has still got some sinister plots up his sleeve, and he tricks them into racing for him on his team to try to win the grand championships of the city, which ultimately has a lot more value than a simple trophy in a trophy case.
I'm Brian Hastings. I'm Chief Creative Officer at Insomniac Games, and I'm also Creative Director on the Ratchet Deadlocked project. We're looking at Ratchet Deadlocked, and this is really a new direction for Ratchet. This is something new for us as a company, and we're really excited to show it off. This time around, we started out with a story concept that we really liked. It was the idea of Ratchet and Clank being kidnapped and Ratchet being forced to compete in this deadly underground combat sport. And from there, we took the art direction, we took the production designs, the gameplay, and pretty much every element from character design to music, and made it match that one theme. So I feel like it's much more sophisticated and much more unified and cohesive style of game than we've done in the past. We're definitely focusing on making it much more of an action game. We've done a combination of action and adventure in the past, and this time we're focusing on 100% adrenaline, pulse-pounding action all the way through, and we're making it a bit more challenging as well because a lot of our fans have said they want more action and they want more challenge. So we're trying to deliver that in a complete package this time.
Sly 3 is going to be out this fall for the PS2. Well, in Sly 3, to recap Sly 2, Bentley was hurt at the end of the game, fighting the latest incarnation of Clockwork, the nemesis to the Cooper lineage. Murray basically felt responsible for what had happened to Bentley, and has actually, over the course of the time passed between Sly 2 and Sly 3, has actually left the gang. Bentley starts this game confined to a wheelchair, but it's not a regular wheelchair. It is a Bentlified wheelchair, complete with traps and bombs and gimmicks and all kinds of things that help him get around. And basically the first thing we got to do is try and get Murray back on the crew. So the story basically begins with Sly learning about a secret family vault. Once he finds out the secret location of this place, he realizes that the location's been compromised. Somebody beat him to the punch, which opens up a whole series of questions. But Sly immediately learns that he's going to need to get a pretty big team together to get into this vault.
Now those are 3 great-looking games, all for the PlayStation 2. Correct, Ricardo Torres?
Yes, that is true.
And we traded in Brian for Ricardo, as we like to do from time to time. Bring more editors on the show. Ricardo, let's talk about these 3 games in order. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Ratchet first.
All right, Ratchet.
Ratchet is the latest entry in the series, and the really cool thing about what Insomniac's doing is they just did something completely different. I know we've got some questions in. People are wondering where Clank is. Clank is there, but he doesn't seem like he's going to be playable this time.
He got arrested, or they both got kidnapped,
They both
or
got
something?
kidnapped. It's your worst nightmare, pretty much. You just get kidnapped and you're forced to perform on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So
Running Man style.
there you go.
Nice.
That's cool.
And so, Clank is more if you played Metal Gear, if you're familiar with it, you're Otacon guy. So he's giving you mission overviews and he's giving you hints and stuff. So he's around, but he's not playable. Instead, you've got bots. And the really interesting thing about that is you're going to have to use the bots to make your way through different puzzles. So basically, you can give them all sorts of commands like cover me, or pick this lock while I go do this. You're going to have to do a lot more multitasking. It's going to be really interesting to see if that's going to work, or if you're going to go insane trying to keep track of everything. From what we played, they're doing something different, and it kind of works.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, I like the multiplayer action in the last game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you know how many players or anything like that? Are they giving those kind of details yet? Or are they still kind of keeping all that stuff?
They're still working at
gotcha.
fine-tuning stuff. They haven't revealed everything about the online yet.
I gotcha.
And then next one is Jack X. That one's real different because Jack, and kind of what to expect out of him, which is like platformer.
Right.
3D platformer.
Little
action.
like buddy cop action.
There you go.
Going through.
And this time he's in a car.
Okay. Now there were cars in Jack 3.
Yeah.
And you got dune buggies, got to bounce around all the place, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah. This is a lot more like that. Only in that's the game. It's a combat racing game, and
Twisted Metal style, or not quite over like that?
a little bit of that. You
Yeah.
have weapons. The nice thing is they've got really unique physics system that makes things realistic. The really neat thing is one of the guys that helped design the cars actually came out of a school for that.
Oh, that's cool.
And they just told him to go crazy because they won't actually have to build them. So he did, and you've got a whole bunch of different cars, and it's cool because they've broken it up into a single-player game. That's the best way to think about it is it's basically like a Jack game, only instead of doing the platforming, you're just doing a lot of racing because there's going to be story sequences that move things along.
And the cutscenes that we're
Yeah.
looking for, yeah.
Yeah, that's all cool. And then you're going to have a multiplayer game, which is you online. And because of the whole car customization system they've put in, because you're going to be able to trick out your car, the look, and actually the statistics for your car. So you're going to be able to improve the brakes, engine. So not quite as deep as Forza, but same idea.
Fair enough.
You can trick things out, and you can go do your thing. You can play online with a bunch of friends. There's also some split screen stuff for multiplayer as well. And the really smart thing is, the single player game, you're going to be able to unlock a lot of parts and a lot of things that you can do for your car for the multiplayer stuff. But say, for example, you bought the game and Ryan's been playing it for weeks, and you guys are going to play online.
Oh, dude, he's totally going to beat up on me.
No, he's not.
No!
No, because there's two different online modes for when you're doing that. There's a limited version that will just let you guys pick. Pretty much it evens the odds, right? So you're all going to pick from the same kind of stock cars. But then if you want to take it ugly, if you haven't played, then you can let him import his crazy tricked out hot rod against your newbie and then get smoked, but whatever.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Spencer Guy from Hudsonville, Michigan is wondering, looking way into the future, if Jack X combat racing becomes very popular, do you think there's a possibility it'd become a new franchise, kind of like Mario Kart?
I mean, if there's one thing Naughty Dog knows what to do, it's, work the franchises right. And, if people are really into it, how could they not make another one?
It's true.
Yeah.
Cool.
The last of the trio is Sly 3, right?
Yeah.
Honor Among Thieves,
That
correct?
looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The really cool thing about the Sly series has been that it's had an ongoing story between all these games, and this is kind of the latest iteration of what's up. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but Sly 2's ending is kind of a good ending for the most part, but there was some tragedy, right? I don't know if y'all finished it, but this friend Bentley, the turtle, kind of had some problems.
So now he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair.
I'll just cut right to the chase right there.
Yeah.
Bentley's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, go on.
And so basically, that's a whole new gameplay mechanic for him because he tricks it all out, kind of like Professor Xavier,
Nice.
kind of thing.
Or that guy in Alien 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Only
That movie's not good. Yeah.
no. So he's not French. At least I don't think so. But so you now have a team, and Sly 3 answers one of the questions that have been hanging on my mind for a while. Because if you follow the franchise, Sly, Master Thief, his family, it's kind of a thing. But he never really seemed to have a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a little strange. You'd think being a thief, you'd have a whole bunch of cash, right?
Yeah.
But
you find out in Sly 3 when he's talking to a member of the old gang, of his dad's old gang, that there is actually this place that has all the Cooper money in it. So when he goes there to kind of collect and upgrade some stuff, he finds out it's already been broken into.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. So he's got to go with Bentley and try and save the family fortune, but the two of them can't do it, so they gotta get a new team.
Get the crew back together.
It's not just the old crew.
Really?
It's like a whole bunch of new faces. Some that you've seen, some that are brand new. Like Dimitri from the last game becomes a member of the crew. But you're also got some new people like this crazy koala shaman, which is kind of funny.
That's pretty good.
And he's new. He's a member of the team. They weren't really clear on the exact specifics because they want to have some surprises for E3. But it seems like you're going to have a pretty big crew of people to roll with. And everybody's going to have their own unique abilities. So that's really neat. And the other thing that people have been asking for is multiplayer. Now, this isn't online, but what you do have a split screen. They said they're going to have a bunch of new modes. The ones that they showed us was just cops and robbers. So somebody plays as Sly, somebody plays as Carmelita Fox. Sly's got to steal stuff, Carmelita's got to kill him.
Oh, wow.
So Dubs02, and it says Van City. I'm guessing that means Vancouver, British Columbia. Maybe, I'm not sure. Will there be co-op in Sly 3?
Yes.
Yes. I know you said there's split screen, so that means.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah, no, there's no co-op.
There's no co-op. There's multiplayer where you get to go play some cool mini games.
So just 2 folks at a time, or even 4 with the multi-chat?
Right now, they just showed us 2.
Gotcha.
And they showed some new gameplay stuff in the single-player game that it'd be kind of cool to see multiplayer because they have like some biplane stuff.
Sounds like a great platforming alternative to people who might need that platforming fix coming up, and they can't turn to a new Jack game or a new Ratchet game as much for it as they would want to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right on.
When are these games coming out?
Everybody's hitting in the fall.
Nice.
Excellent.
Very cool. Do you want to read some? You have any questions, Ryan? Or
no, I think we should jump right into the football.
All right, fine. If you have more questions on any of these games, feel free to check out the full previews, which, as I said before, come with developer interviews and screenshots and gameplay movies. And and obviously we'll have more on these games when, Ricardo?
In the near future, especially at E3.
Nice, E3. I hear that soon.
That's like 31 days away. Yeah.
Why you gotta count down like that? So unfair. Ricardo, thanks for coming by.
Anytime.
Appreciate it. Brian's coming back in just a second, but right now, Ryan's all antsy. He wants to hear some more about Madden NFL 2006 and NCAA Football 2006. So here's a couple interviews. Check it out.
One of the main things we added new to NCAA football this year was the Race for the Heisman mode. We really wanted to focus on the Heisman Trophy presentation and let the user experience that for himself as he's in the race, as that guy. So when you first boot up the game, we're actually going to take you into a high school camp where college scouts are looking at you, ready to recruit you for their programs. And once you pick your position, you'll be dropped into a drill right away. So if you're a pocket quarterback, for instance, you'll get dropped into the pass skeleton drill. Depending on how well you do there, certain schools will try to recruit you. Once you've been recruited, select a school, we're going to drop you into a dorm room where you'll actually kind of will be your focal point and navigation point for the whole mode. The way the player progresses through the Race for the Heisman mode is, he comes in as a freshman, but he is going to be a starter right away. So you're able to make a difference in the game, even your freshman year. You want to build your player from just this freshman in school and watch him develop, and the better you play, the faster he's going to progress.
It's definitely no secret that our fan base, people that even watch NFL games, they love passing. They love doing it. They love watching it. We've been to Madden Challenge events. We watch people play online, and passing is by far the most preferred style of play. They just love to heave it up there to Moss and Terrell Owens and hope they come down with a big play. So easy choice for us, and we think with vision and precision, it'll definitely change the way people play and the way they pass the ball. Now they actually have to look at their targets. They have to choose where they place the ball. No more looking left and throwing right. It's going to change the way you throw the ball.
Vision and precision takes into account the awareness for the quarterbacks as a user. It's never done that before. What it is, it's like a cone that's on the field. It's as if that's where the quarterback is looking. And the size of the vision depends on how good the awareness is. If he's got a great awareness, his vision's going to be a lot bigger. If he's one of the rookie or guys that aren't that great, his vision's going to be a lot smaller. You have a tougher time using him and being able to make good passes and use your precision. What the precision is, it's the ability to lead or place passes away from defenders or where you want to throw it. And to be able to do that, you have to throw within your vision. What that does is, if you're throwing within your vision, it's a lot easier to do it with a better quarterback because his vision's going to be everywhere. He can see everything on the field. And you'll be able to place it away from defenders. And for the other guys, if you're throwing outside your vision, there's going to be a penalty. You're going to be penalized for throwing outside your vision, and it's going to be a less accurate pass. So it's a whole new way to throw the ball and play Madden.
And we are back. Brian Eckberg has returned. Brian, Ryan.
What's up, buddy?
Let's hear some football.
Yes, sir.
You guys both got to go down to Tiburon, hang out with the people at EA Tiburon down there. First, let's talk about NCAA. Because I think we'll say some more about Madden. But NCAA football 2006, what's going on? I hear, is there another exclusive deal going on?
Yeah, I mean, that was the big, sorry for interrupting, but that was the big announcement, I guess, earlier this week. I guess it wasn't much of a surprise, but EA signed a 6-year deal with NCAA. They'll be the only college football publisher for the next half decade or so, and it's not a big surprise. And they were the only college football game out for the last 4 years or so. Anyway,
was it that long ago? And it was like, when was Game Breaker out or whatever?
I don't. I've shoved that game out of my memory. I don't remember.
It was a couple years ago.
Yeah. So. It's not necessarily surprising. That seems to be the way EA rolls these days, and college football, NCAA is going to be the way to go.
So what's new this year?
Well, the first thing, what we can talk about at least is the race for the Heisman mode. Obviously the Heisman Trophy is a huge deal. Every year, that's the biggest award of the year for college football, and NCAA 2006 is going to have you sort of like you're going to come into college as a freshman, and you're going to be a starter right away, and you're going to you actually start out in a spring drill, and you do a passing drill or a running drill, and then coaches recruit you. You'll have a number of schools to choose from, and then once you enter school, you'll sort of make literally a race for the Heisman, and your stats on the field will count towards how how your race is going, and eventually, if you're good enough, you can win the Heisman Trophy. And it's got some other things like the dorm room we saw.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the equivalent of the cribs in the NFL and NBA series, where it's like your dorm room and you've got your computer and your schedule, and it's got some weird things like the picture of your girlfriend. Yeah. What were they saying about that?
They say, the better you do, the better the picture gets.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the quality of the photo, but the quality of the girlfriend.
So we're talking like Halle Berry from the program, or you're Omar Epps? Is that what's going on? Or?
Yeah, you start off with, somebody who doesn't look like Halle Berry, and then maybe as you win a Heisman or two, you get, Salma Hayek or something.
You win a Heisman or two, you're going to the NFL.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You do want to win the Heisman Trophy, but you also want to place high in the NFL draft, and you'll be able to take your guy and move him into Madden and continue your NFL career in the pro ranks as well. So
that's always my favorite part of NCAA. Is moving the guys up, and you make some sick dude that's you for 4 years, and then put him on the Patriots. Yeah, that's the way to play the game.
That's the way to do it.
Very cool. Now Madden.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, Madden, last year they looked at defense, and they added some, they put Ray Lewis on the cover, and they said defense is our focus this year. They sort of took the opposite approach this year and took a look at what an aspect of the game they haven't really touched in several years, the passing game. How they dub it is the vision and precision system, and basically how it, if you've seen the story on GameSpot and the screenshots, when you're
cone of vision.
Yeah, you basically drop back in the pocket and you have a cone of vision that looks like sort of a flashlight that flashes across the field. Oh. And as you're looking at a receiver, it's best to make a pass within your cone of vision, else it's going to be an errant pass or worse, an interception. And how wide that angle is tied directly to your awareness rating. So a guy like Tom Brady or
Whole
Peyton
field.
Manning, it's the entire field.
Peyton Manning.
And a guy like Coy Detmer or something. It's a sliver. So.
And so you gotta just point it at those guys.
So you control that like one of the sticks or something?
Yeah, totally. So you're looking at the guys and you throw the ball to them, and if I'm right, it's basically the receivers are running around the field, and you see them all take off, and then unless you've got the good cone pointed at them, you don't even see the icons above them to throw them, right?
At the higher difficulty level, you won't see an icon, and it makes it's kind of cool because for years the awareness rating, you saw awareness rating, you're like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
But it'll have a tangible manifestation on the screen that with Madden 2006. So if it plays as promised, it'll probably be pretty cool.
Are you ready to take some Madden questions?
I'll do my best.
You feeling Madden ready?
Ready.
Nice. Bobby Schweizer, Charlottesville, Virginia. From what you've seen, do you think EA has done a good job innovating and improving their series without any competition?
Well, they're definitely trying different things on offense. I mean, just what we were talking about. The cone of vision thing is definitely something new. I don't think I've ever seen that before in a football game.
The cone of vision thing?
The cone of vision thing.
Yeah, but I mean, the one thing we should say is that while it visually looks different, like we were talking about before the show, is like it's very similar to the maximum passing that was in ESPN, right?
The precision part of the equation, where you can lead guys, throw it above guys' head, that looks a lot like the maximum passing thing in the ESPN games. But so really, the innovative part of the offensive game seems to be the cone of vision. I didn't have a lot of time with the game to really say how it works, but it seems good in theory.
I gave you a sheet there. Did you have any good questions on it?
I don't know. I've just been dreaming about my Madden.
One on top.
I got this Casey Furtoff from Boston, Massachusetts. Now that Madden balanced out the offense and defense side of the ball, with the defense half routes, the hit stick, and the new quarterback passing field, do you guys think the EA will change the running game controls now that they are trying to focus on the running game?
Well,
sounds like they're focusing on the passing game.
Yeah,
it sounds.
I mean, I'm sure they'll tweak things in the running game. I mean, but it sounds to me like the focus. Remember the producer told us that people who play Madden pass 70% of the time. To me, that sounds a little low. When you play online games, it seems like guys are chucking it up every play. But seems to me the focus gameplay-wise this year is definitely the passing game. So I'm sure we'll see some tweaks. But
I think when we were at the Madden Challenge earlier this year, I didn't see a single running play.
It's interesting. I mean, we saw Dante Culpepper and Michael Vick a lot last year.
Ron Mexico.
This year, Ron Mexico. Yes. This year, I expected the Madden Challenge. We'll see lots of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and McNabb, guys who can take advantage of that huge cone of vision that they have.
Joe C. in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. Do you know who's going to be on the cover?
I don't know, but a pure guess would be, a guy like Peyton Manning or somebody like that who is a pure passer. Do
you think they go for someone who hasn't been on a cover before? Like Peyton was on NFL Fever for Microsoft, and Tom Brady was on 989's game a few years ago.
I think it'll be Aaron Brooks.
No, you don't. They've already had Culpepper, they've already had McNair, they've already had Vick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I had to make a guess, it's going to be some pass-happy Kerry Collins type quarterback, but not Kerry Collins.
I'll say Brady. I'll guess
say Brady?
Yeah, as a total guess.
It's going to be Manning.
Manning?
Yeah, totally. With the vision precision thing and like the whole focus on that, and him like breaking all kinds of records last year.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like not winning a Super Bowl again.
That's not breaking a record.
This is actually a good question from Joel Husley in Covington, Louisiana. Much talk and protest has been raised about EA buying up exclusive sports licenses. There's no doubt it's a brilliant move on EA's part, but doesn't it hurt the NFL and NCAA by only having one approved game instead of several? That's actually a cool question because on that interview that we have on the site right now, they had a pretty good answer for it. That I mean, you want to tell them? Or should
Well, go ahead. I mean, it's good business for EA as far as I'm concerned.
And as far it made perfect sense to me now that they have that one deal with that one company for that one game. The NFL is now able to work with those people more closely. They're giving them access to stuff that no video game company has had access to now ever. Like those plays, remember they have those play tapes that the NFL shoots, which is the high-level shots. So they can see the formations that they run, and it's really cool. I mean, they showed us some of them, and it was like every single play they've been looking at and studying and making sure to get more plays in there. So the access that they get with the NFL, I don't know about the NCAA, but the access they get from having an exclusive license with the NFL gets them more access to content and stuff that people just didn't have before.
Yeah,
so I think it might be actually a good thing.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see tons of new plays this year just off of that fact alone. They have all this access to NFL films and the films that the coaches use to coach games and build their game plans off of. So.
And the one thing we should say that's it's not we're talking specifically about the vision precision for Madden and the Heisman, the race for the Heisman for NCAA. And the one thing that why we aren't talking about everything else in the game is because EA's planned on those two games just to roll out information as the weeks get closer and closer to E3 and even beyond. So as the weeks go by, you'll hear more and more about these two games.
Absolutely. Do you know when they're coming out?
Late summer.
Late summer.
I don't think they've announced official dates, but it's safe to assume.
NCAA comes out first normally, doesn't it?
Usually.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll tell you what. That's some great football knowledge.
Thank you.
I want you guys to start your race now for Forza Motorsport.
All right.
And we'll get this fired up. And while you guys are racing, How long does it take for this race to load? A couple seconds?
While
the race is loading, we're going to come back to the race. We'll let you guys get into it a little bit. But right now, Ryan, you got to see another game recently. What was that?
Battlefield 2, Modern Combat for the Xbox and PS2.
The console version of Battlefield?
Yeah, the console version. Yeah, it's like, this is the first time Battlefield's coming to the console. The guys at DICE and EA are definitely stepping it up. They're not just going to port over the PC version and get some multiplayer on there. They're doing a whole single-player campaign, but we actually have a tape segment all ready to go, so without further ado.
Yeah, let's roll that tape.
Battlefield 2 Modern Combat is incarnation of Battlefield onto console for the very first time. Bringing it onto console, we wanted to keep all those really cool things, a lot of the values that the game stands for, but also then have a single-player experience that goes well beyond what was ever done on PC, give a full-blooded campaign for a single player within the Battlefield universe, and also having 24 players online on console too. There is a conflict breaking out in Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan's a huge country bordering Russia and China. It's a conflict between US and European sort of coalition with the Chinese. We're going to let the player, we actually ask the player to play both sides. So you're going to play the European-US coalition, and you're going to see how the missions unfold and see the propaganda that surrounds those missions and why you're doing the right thing. And then we're going to throw a curveball in and show you propaganda from the other side. You get a choice. Do I play the European-US coalition? Do I play the Chinese? Where do your sensitivities lie based on everything you've experienced up until now in the game? We have over 30 different vehicle types, land, air and sea, boats and choppers, and military vehicles and civilian vehicles. The number of weapons, separate from the vehicle weapons, is again a large number. I mean, it's looking at well over 50, maybe up to 70. And different troop types. So you've got an assault troop, a support troop, a special ops, a sniper, engineer.
When people play the game, they tend to always go where the action is. There are systems which we didn't go into today, but where you can actually see where you have an action camera in the spawn menu. You can see where the most action is. That's always showing the most action. But you could always see on the map where are people fighting, where are flags changing color and all that. So actually, the players take care of that themselves when they are less people. You can play 4 versus 4 and it's still as fun. I think that's kind of a mechanic of BF. It's a sandbox, and you use whatever toys you want to have a good experience. Whether you're 12 in your team or 4 in your team, it doesn't really matter.
And we are back, and it is my favorite part of the show, the big finish. I'm going to start throwing questions at you guys. Ryan, we're going to talk about some Battlefield 2 in a second. Right now, I want to see the back of Brian's car right now because it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at it. What happened, Brian? What happened?
Dirty tactics. Ryan went Tony Stewart on me, and
racing.
Yeah, that's right. He totally. You can, if I shake the car, you can see the fender. So this kind of gives you a good idea of what the damage model looks like in the game.
Right.
Especially when you're playing with an outright cheater.
That was a serious pop he gave you.
Yeah, I'm surprised I lived through it.
I'm coming.
Now, what's this green line on the road you can tell us about right now?
This is actually pretty cool. By the way, we're at Road America, just as requested by our guy. Yeah, so what this is actually like a race line, and shows you the ideal race line around the track. But what's cool is, as you can see, it's green right now, but it's dynamic, meaning that as I approach a corner coming up here in just a bit, you'll see it go yellow and then red, which is basically a key for you to slow down. It sort of gives you an idea of when you need to brake and not do that, but...
Oh, there goes the spoiler! Oh.
Yeah, so what's cool though is it's dynamic, meaning that it changes. So if you're going fast through a curve, it'll tell you to slow down even more. If you're going too slow, it'll tell you to speed up through a curve. So it adjusts to how you approach every curve. So it's pretty cool. I actually hadn't seen this yet, so this was kind of new for me. So.
And it's awesome because this is the most I've played this game so far.
Yeah.
And that is, it actually helped me
as you
just
drive
jump
into
in.
dirt.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it should be noted that this can be turned off for people who are more advanced, but for those new to the game, it really teaches you how to approach each curve of the track and learn the tracks really well. It's pretty cool.
All right, well, you guys keep racing. I'm going to start firing questions at you.
All right.
While you play.
Go for it.
I'm going to distract you a little bit. Ryan, First of all, what can you tell us about Battlefield 2 before I start throwing questions at you?
I can tell you that it's awesome. Or at least, it's like right now, there's still ways out from being done, of course. It's not going to come out until, what do we say? It's like 5 months from now, so...
September.
September, thank you, sir. It's like September it's going to be coming out, and the Xbox PS2 version, basically, they're going big. They decide, when they first started the project, they were just going to do a multiplayer like the PC version, and then they decided, we're going to miss an opportunity to kind of create a cool single-player experience, so we should totally do that. And so they did. They sat down, but they didn't want to just make a single-player campaign game that you just go, from the start of the level to the end of the level, and there you go. They wanted to do something different, and they looked at what everybody liked about Battlefield 2 and figured that it was the whole free flow system of being able to go and do whatever you want within that environment, and that's what they did. They made this. You do have objectives, but it's very specific objectives, like go rescue these guys, or go blow up this place, or go take care of business here. Very, very specific. So that allows you to gives you like this huge level. These levels are basically 1 kilometer in size, and compared to the PC, that's actually not that big. But on the console, in terms of what you can do, they're really big actually. But yeah, so you get in there, and basically you're going to go through your mission. But the neat thing is you get to figure out different ways to do it. Whether you're going to go head on into the fray and basically just shoot up bad guys, whether you're going to sneak along, whether you're going to try to get people, your people on your squad to kind of help you, give you cover. It's totally up to you. You can definitely play, any of the vehicles you see in that level, you'll be able to jump into, whether civilian vehicles or Humvees. So they definitely tried to give you all the options that you have in multiplayer, but put it into a single-player campaign that you can enjoy. So it looks like it's shaping up pretty good. And the multiplayer is awesome. You can play 24 people online with PS2 and Xbox. I know, 24? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so you get 24 people out there. We were playing with 16, and actually the really weird thing, I think I might have mentioned last week, the server that we were on, because they couldn't get it set up right for the test that we were doing, the server that we were playing on was actually out of, I think they said Stockholm or Sweden, and we didn't notice any lag. The 16 of us playing there, it was really solid, really smooth, and we were running around jumping in different vehicles. They got boats. I think they're saying over 30 vehicles and like over 70 weapons. I mean, it's a big, cool game. It's going to be really neat.
And you seriously just answered every single question I had about the game. So
sorry.
That's good. No, that's great, dude. We'll move on forward to questions.
Right on.
How's your race coming right now? I see you stopped. We'll say you stopped because you were answering questions, not because of poor driving.
Not because of that really bad turn that I missed.
Exactly. But Brian is ripping right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, sweet. Forza questions. Robbie Vancouver, I was wondering if there was the Toyota hybrid Prius Prius. I'm sorry, the Prius. Is that in Forza? It's in GT4.
Yeah, it sure is. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't want to say it's not.
All right, cool. Fabian in Brussels, Belgium. How is the career mode?
Career mode, it's cool so far. You start off. One of the things that's neat about the game is when you start your career, you have to choose a region that your profile is from, whether it be North America, Europe, or Asia. And depending on which region you choose, you'll have discounts on cars from that region. So if I'm in the North American region, I want to buy a Japanese car, it'll be a little bit more expensive. But if I want to buy a Ford, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. And the same can be true if I'm in a European or Japanese zone. The cars and I think the upgrade parts, the prices reflect where what zone you live in, so to speak. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah. Other than that, it's just a lot of races and earning money and standard stuff that we see in
you can talk and drive way better than I did.
Well, I say that and I'm off the course now.
Joseph Lyons in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He says that he knows that GT4, the best way to experience it is playing it with a wheel. Mm-hmm. Does Forza control well with a standard gamepad, or do you think a wheel will be needed to fully enjoy it?
It plays fine with a controller. The rumbling effect is really nice, actually. And there's actually going to be a wheel supposedly released by a company called Fanatec that will take advantage of the rumble capabilities of the Xbox and simulate force feedback. We haven't seen it yet. The guys over at GameSpot Hardware are trying to get their hands on one so we can test it out. But I would think this game plays really well with a wheel. I just haven't tried it yet, but I definitely want to try that Fanatec.
I don't know if it was that particular wheel, but at CES I got a chance to play this with a wheel, and we actually have a video up on the Forza Game Space about that wheel.
Right.
And it seemed to work real good for one
and Bill Gates and Conan O'Brien played it with the wheel.
Oh yeah, they may have been playing with that,
for the most part
with that one. I don't know.
Been. All right, cool. Roy R. in South Texas. Will car clubs be more for competition, or are they where fellow car gurus would meet and hang out?
I think it's a little bit of both. I haven't messed with it that much, but I think you're going to be, your friends are going to be in the same car club, and whether you're going to be able to challenge other car clubs to races and stuff, I don't know. More exploration is needed.
Nice. Everyone is asking questions about steering wheels for this game. Well, we already answered that.
I think there's going to be a Logitech wheel
as well.
But I'm not 100% certain on that.
Andrew Harris, Northridge, California. If I can remember correctly, one of the developers stated that by altering body parts, you affect the aerodynamics of your car. Have you noticed any variation in your car's physics due to aerodynamic changes?
Physics, it's hard to say. I mean, your car's performance will definitely change. You'll see maybe a little bit more grip around tight turns if you get more downforce or you lower the suspension or something like that. But and I would only assume that that the cars handle different and that the physics relay that feeling. But again, I have a lot more to play with this game before I can tell. Nice. For sure.
All right, cool. Last question. Roland Pratt's in New Orleans. Have you guys tried hooking up 3 Xboxes and 3 displays like they did at CES?
Actually, we were just talking about that before the show. We haven't tried that, but that's definitely something we're gonna check out. I don't even know if that's still in the game. I guess it is, but we're gonna have to check that out and see if it is.
Sweet.
Yeah, totally.
Great. Well, thanks for coming by, Brian.
My pleasure.
Fun,
now we're going to move on to the favorite part of the show where we tell everyone who won prizes from last week.
Yeah.
Ryan, you told us you've been playing some SWAT 4.
Yeah, SWAT 4 is awesome.
Last week's trivia question was, when is it okay to shoot the bad guys?
Do you want me to give you my answer or the real answer?
Give me the answer.
The real answer?
Or for your answer, sure, first, and then the
Pretty much never, actually. It's the first-person shooter I played where you're not supposed to shoot people. I mean, it's like I was telling Brian before the show, it's like you kick those doors open, you yell, put your hands in the air, get on the ground, and it's like it gets pretty hectic. And it's weird because like they do the whole you're not sure if they're gonna put it down or they're gonna try to shoot you at the last second. That game's awesome. That game's totally awesome. So yeah, the answer is when only necessary.
Yes, only when it's absolutely necessary. We got a bunch of variations on that answer, and the first 5 people to get it right won copies of the game, and they are Gary Peters of Texas, Jeremy Yerby of Alabama, Mark Barbieri of Ohio, Nolan Gumben of New York, and John Latorre, also of New York.
Nice.
The state's just New York, not also of New York. Anyways, all right, sweet. And also we gave away some Mariners swag from the opening day game that I got to go up to, and you just had to prove to me that you were a hardcore Mariners fan. And our man James Williams from Seattle, obviously, he once had a dog named Buhner.
Oh, wow.
As in Jay Buhner. You remember him? He had the shaved head.
Yeah.
And he was pretty hardcore. Sweet.
That's
and,
awesome.
Shall we give away 6 copies of Lego Star Wars?
Yeah, because I've been playing that too, and that is also awesome.
Is it also awesome?
I guess I mentioned that earlier in the show, yes.
Yes,
That game is super cool.
Nice. We are giving away 6 copies, 2 for each platform. So right now, if you're a GameSpot Complete member, in the form on the bottom of the page, fill out your name, your full mailing address, and your platform of choice, PC, Xbox, or PlayStation 2.
Oh, wow.
And we need a trivia question. The first 6 people to get it right will win themselves a copy of the game. I like it when we just throw out like a random one. There isn't like a specific answer, and we just pick the best ones.
All right.
That way. All right, cool. Who's the baddest Jedi? That's just the easy question right there. Who is the baddest Jedi? Is it Darth Vader? Is it Obi-Wan? Is it Mace Windu?
That guy with the cone head.
Exactly. We'll figure out after the show, and we'll tell you next week what the correct answer is, and the 6 people who got it right won themselves copies of Lego Star Wars. Remember, specify which platform you want, so I don't have to go posting in the GameSpot Live Union asking again. I had to do that last time.
That's good, remember.
GameSpot Live Union, by the way, rolling deep.
How many?
I think we're over 260 now.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. I want more people in the GameSpot Live Union. Sign up. We're going to start having the various crew members of GameSpot Live, various editors, feature producers, all of us. We're going to start posting there, conversing more with you guys. So join up. It's open to everybody. You can find it in the GameSpot community, going under the unions, under games, fan clubs. So look for that, or I think you can just run a search for it. GameSpot Live is what it's called, GameSpot Live Union.
Can I link to is that the place where I can put my special videos that can't go up on the regular site?
Yes.
Excellent.
Sure. I don't know. You are my boss. You can. Yes, if you want to do that, you can. And I think that's a good show, huh?
Yeah, totally. Thanks so much for
thanks for coming by, Brian.
My pleasure.
We'd like to thank Ricardo for coming by. Ryan, good show. We'd like to thank all the crew. Did a phenomenal job today. And of course, Thursday, April 14th. Happy birthday, Becca. And we'll see you soon. We'll catch you next time right here. Thanks for watching On the Spot.